welcome back to This Week at JR Southwest Boutique. Today I wanted to talk just a little bit about removing the paper backing after you've finished your beadwork. So here we have some vamps that I'm working on for a pair of moccasins for somebody from New Mexico. So started off like this on the leather. I beaded the entire design, and now I'm ready to take the paper off and expose the leather underneath. I like to keep the paper on the entire time I'm beading. It stops me from getting kind of smudges and fingerprints and dirt on the leather, keeps it nice and fresh. So to remove the backing, as you can see, I've already removed half of it here. What I do, I come in with, this is a glover's needle. It's different than just like a beading needle. It's kind of three-sided at the tip. It's used for sewing leather. And I use this to poke little holes like this. I come in at an angle. I don't come in straight up and down, or you're still gonna see some paper. So you have to kind of go at an angle to the beads and just do little pokes. And basically this creates a perforation. Like if you're tearing a page out of a binder or something, it creates a little perforation so that when you go to tear it out, it's not pulling at the beadwork and it comes out nice and clean. And then also, since you're going in at an angle, you don't see almost any of the paper around the outside of the beadwork. So I'll just show you this little portion and you can kind of go from there. I usually go through 2 or 3 times with this little needle technique. So go back and forth 3 different times, 2 or 3. It depends on kind of how close you do your pokes and how methodical you are with this. You know, when you do it 3 times, it gives you a nice, easy tear off of the leather. So I like to go in and really make sure that I tear that paper. So you use a glover's needle because obviously when you're doing these little pokes, you're poking a little bit into the leather. This special tip of the needle makes it so that you're not seeing big holes when the needle is accidentally poking into the leather, unlike a regular needle that might leave a big noticeable hole. This you can't really see. So that's why you use a glover's needle. So now that you've done that, I do it a little section by section. So I just tear until the beadwork, and as you see, it comes off nice and easy. So that's how I remove the paper from my beadwork. As you can kind of see, there's maybe some little paper that you can see underneath. That's not usually a big deal. If there's some that are kind of big, like there's a little piece here, that I'll just come in with tweezers and I'll kind of pull out those little fibers like that to make sure it can't be seen. But for the most part, you know, and for most pieces, this is kind of good enough. And as you wear the moccasin or the piece or whatever you're beading on, the little extra pieces will fall off on their own. So that's how I get my paper unattached from the leather. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.